I am broke. I have no income. I have no income. I have no alimony because Mr. Haas didn't want to pay alimony. My rights have been just totally infringed upon. I went, okay, I had no money. Mr. Haas would not give me money for a lawyer.
So we're not on the record yet, but we have a motion to compel. So Ms. Thompson, are you going to have any testimony from anybody or just arguments?
Just arguments. Yeah, well, there will be some testimony from the realtor, but other than that, just arguments.
Okay, and then Ms. Haas, Angela Haas, you want to unmute? And are you going to have any witnesses? You're still muted. Like your lips are moving, but nobody can hear anything. You're still muted.
Okay, there. I'm using my daughter's computer, so it's not Angela, it's Rhonda.
Okay. And so are you going to have any witnesses?
Just myself and some documents that I sent as exhibits to the court.
Okay. And so, Ms. Thompson, have you got those exhibits?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so are they, is that something that I can get, that I can look at?
They were sent to the court clerk as well, or Maria, or whoever it goes to.
Okay, I mean, because I don't see anything in the file, so I'm not sure if it's, I know you can look at exhibits somehow on Zoom if they're downloaded or something.
I don't know.
All right, so let me get.
I asked to appear in court, but I was not given the right to appear in court.
Okay. What do you mean you're not? Okay, what do you mean you're not given the right to appear?
I asked to appear in court so I could bring physical documents. I'm not used to using the computer, and the internet is liable to go out here. It's not reliable. So I was not given that right. But anyways, I did send the documents. I don't know. I'm not that computer savvy at the moment. I don't have access to all of these things, but I did send copies of the documents.
Okay, well, I don't have any of those.
Buckle up, guys. Today we're stepping into a case that starts with pure confusion and rising tension. The moment opens with the speaker declaring he's broke and struggling just to stay connected to the court. It sets the tone instantly: frustration, uncertainty, and a system that already feels stacked against him. You can sense everyone bracing for impact as this hearing begins to unravel.
And you
could
have shown up, and we're going to go ahead and so Ms. Thompson and Ms. Haas, get your witnesses. Let me get them to raise their right hands. Okay, do you and each of you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Yes.
And Ms. Belusic? Oh, and Ms. Belusic, you're muted. If you're still muted, this is okay. So this is why I hate doing stuff by Zoom. So you're still muted, Ms. Belusic. I can see you're talking,
okay.
But can't hear.
Is that there now?
Now I can. Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that.
All right. So this is cause number 2022L8099, the matter of the marriage of Bruce Haas and Rhonda Haas. And so Ms. Belusic and Ms. Haas have been sworn. So, Ms. Thompson, you may proceed.
Your Honor, so just briefly, I'll give an opening. So we were here before you a few months ago on a motion to compel to sell what was the marital residence. And we set some amounts and we set a stair step, and the house still has not sold. And Mr. Haas is still being 100% responsible for all of the bills, utilities, and maintenance in the house. And at this point, there is an offer on the house from, I believe, an investor, and that amount is a little bit lower than what we set when we were here last time. So we're asking the court for permission to drop the price of the house so that the house can go ahead and sell. If you recall, the last time we were here, we've already talked about the stall tactics and the techniques that have been used so that Mrs. Haas can continue to live for free. And so we're asking the court to put a stop to that.
And I see here that the drop 45 and 530. So what is the offer you have now?
I believe the offer right now, Your Honor, is between $475 and $500.
It's $480,000.
Okay. All right. So do you want to call a witness, Ms. Thompson?
Just Ms. Belusic.
Yes.
Okay. You may proceed.
Ms. Belusic, and I'll just be really quick. You are listed as the realtor of this property, correct?
Correct.
And how long have you had the property listed approximately?
87 days.
All right, guys. This section shows the court trying to create order, but nothing goes smoothly. Missing documents, unclear exhibits, and witnesses being sworn in signal that this hearing is already slipping off track. The judge is trying to keep structure, yet every answer opens a new problem. It's the kind of procedural chaos that tells you something bigger is brewing behind the scenes.
Okay, and for the original order that was presented to the court, you followed the prior order with the step down amount?
Correct.
And is there a current offer on the house?
Yes, there is, for $480,000 cash.
Okay. And do you believe at this time that that's a reasonable offer on the home?
I do just because there is a lot of updating needed, and the investor brought in a contractor and showed all the different things kind of needing to be done. So I feel like he's going to put a lot of money into it. So I do feel it's fair.
Okay. And do you believe that at this point they could get, please strike that from the record. The amount of time that the house has been listed, is that a normal amount of time for a house to be listed?
In this market, yes. I do feel like it would have gone a lot quicker had it been lower.
Okay. No further questions. I pass the witness.
So Ms. Haas, do you have questions for Ms. Belusic?
Well, yeah, okay, Ms. Belusic. If you were to look at the outside exterior of the house and the landscaping and whatnot, is that what you would find standard to putting a house on the market for sale in our area?
No, I mean, it definitely needs curb appeal. And trimmed up, yes, it needs definite curb appeal.
So in your assessment and looking at the landscaping just on the outside, not to even look at what needs to be done with the house, the landscaping on the outside is not what it should be.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Thompson?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. So Ms. Haas, do you want to give some testimony?
I would, yes, I would love to. In this whole divorce situation, there's been a lot of things going on that have happened that are in shady, for what I say. The last time before I appeared before court, I had gone in to get some information to properties that have been sold in the area.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to narrative and to relevance. Number one, this issue's already been litigated, and none of the testimony being presented is what we're before the court for today.
It is very important. Can I continue?
Well, there are objections sustained, so you can continue. It's going to depend on what you're going to say.
Buckle up, guys. This is where the real conflict surfaces. The attorney lays out the core issue. The house won't sell, the price drop wasn't honored, and one side claims the other is living free at their expense. It's a mix of financial pressure and emotional frustration, and it becomes clear that this dispute isn't about a house anymore. It's about leverage, control, and resentment pushing the case forward.
Okay. Well, let's get right down to the issues at hand. The property in question that is being sold or trying to be sold to an investor. Okay. My name has been removed from the title, the record of title in Austin County. Someone has not.
I'm going to object to relevant.
The documents are missing. The documents are not there. Why?
What document are you talking about?
Right now, my husband is shown to be the only person on the deed. I sent a document to the court showing the loan papers, that I am to be on the deed.
So have you looked in the clerk's office for the deed to the property?
Bruce Haas is here. He has the document, and he could testify to the fact that it was sent to him with his name only.
Do you have a copy of the deed where you and your husband obtained the property?
I do not at the moment. I am broke. I have no income. I have no alimony because Mr. Haas didn't want to pay alimony. So when we went to mediation,
to relevance,
we're going to go off the record. There's no way we can do this on the record. So instructing the court reporter to stop. So you don't have a deed. Why do you say your name is not on the title?
I went into the assessor's office to get information. We have a cash sale for the house behind us that went for $500,000+. That was not on record. I could not get access to anything because I was told that I do not have, my name is not on the deed.
Okay, if you came to the tax assessor's office, why didn't you come to the courthouse and look for the deed?
I did go in.
Okay.
I did go in.
Okay,
and I do have the original paperwork that I gave the court a copy of it. That shows not, which I know at this point, we don't have to get, I just want you to know that fact. Also.
Okay, well, I don't know any facts yet. And I'm still asking the question. So you came to the courthouse, you looked at the deed, and you're saying your name is not.
I did not get, they told me I could have access to the room. I did not have time, or stress is not good for me. I have been in and out of the emergency room prior to this divorce, and I am not to get stressed because I will end up back in the emergency room. So these court settings are very upsetting.
It would be too stressful to come to the courthouse and look at a deed?
At the time I was at the courthouse, I decided that I would go to the title company to find out what happened. So I went to Bott's Title in Sealy and had them pull all of the documents to our mortgage. Somewhere along the way, the official loan paperwork has been changed.
Your Honor,
whether it's from Chase.
I said we're not on the record, so you don't need to object to anything. But what does a loan have to do with title to the property?
Okay, I don't know if Mr. Haas has done some finagling behind the scenes.
Okay, but what does just wait a minute. What does the loan have to do with title to the property?
I am being forced to sell this house for nothing. I am being forced into poverty intentionally. Why I can't prove anything at the moment. I have no income. I have no rights to even get an attorney. And Mr. Haas knows that. And in this mediation, this whole bit that I had to go to, I was told that, there's a clause there that says that I was supposed to have an attorney present. I was told that I could not because you ordered it. It was judge ordered. I didn't need to have an attorney. Therefore, I was kept for 12 hours. And right after, and I can even show you, not that you care, two emergency room ordeals prior to going to court, and then ordered to talk to Jasmine in the back of the room. And I was treated like I had no rights. I could not speak. I was ordered to go to mediation. And there was no agreement between Mr. Haas and myself in this, quote, pro se divorce. My rights have been just totally infringed upon. I went, okay, I had no money. Mr. Haas would not give me money for a lawyer. I went down to the bakery where the lawyer for people that don't have any money and representation are supposed to go. So I went there. And what did the guy say? His first comment was, is there any property involved? And I said, yes. Yes, 2 pieces of property. What was I told? Get an attorney. And I told him, I said, well, I would if I had money, but I don't have a job. I don't have a job. My husband does. Yeah, no, there was no money for an attorney for me. So I went to another attorney in Belleville. What do they say? $4,400 up front, but you'll get the money back. Okay, well, I don't have it. I don't have it. And my life is more important than fighting Mr. Haas for this property. But in the duration of this whole situation, degrading situation as it is, to have to come before you, not knowing the law, but having to represent myself, and at the same time, know that there is all kinds of things going on behind the scenes. Prior to this divorce, we had a house in Colorado that was sold. It was $35,000 in addition to the money that went to my son for him to take over the loan. Where did the $35,000 go, I asked. Huh? Well, I was never told. Mr. Haas says, well, it went back into whatever. Okay, fine. Then I was led into the situation that, we're supposed to buy a place in Utah to go live. Right, Mr. Haas? We arrived there. I'm not allowed to go in. Why? Because he signs for the loan all by himself. I also sent.
What do you say the house should be sold for? The current residence, the marital residence.
Personally, I don't have a house to live in, and he just bought a $600,000 house.
Okay.
I find that a problem. Where did he get the money? Okay. It's not listed. He says retirement.
The question today is, what price should the house be sold at? We went from $560 to $545 to $530 without any offers, and now there's an offer for $480,000.
Yeah, and it's funny. There were some people that came to the house, and I couldn't even find out who they were in my house. They were looking for documents. I know they were. I can't prove it. But you can ask Miss Belusic, because I called her. I recognized a truck that had driven up to my house, asking about a truck that my husband supposedly owned, but my daughter owned it. So I don't know. Maybe you can add some information to this, Bruce.
Okay, what is
Well-
the price that you think the house should be listed at now?
Well, given that he won't do any repairs and he won't do the landscaping to the house is not worth much in this market. I have tried to come to an agreement with him to change the percentages on the sale of the house, but he won't budge. I personally think that the percentages for the sale, I want out. I want to be completely rid of my ex and his control and his harassment. It's been nothing but harassment in this court. And I had asked you before I signed the divorce, would I have to play this game that he has before me if I sign this? How many times will I be in the court? And you said, well, if he has a legal situation. So here I am, harassed by Mr. Haas. So
Okay,
I
so
would
we had
like,
to-
I would like
Okay,
to
wait,
get
just wait a
this sold.
second. So back in December last year, so about 11 months ago or so, there was a divorce decree signed, and we had procedures in here to sell the house. The house is not sold yet, and
I know.
that's the issue today. So what
But
are you saying the value of the house is that it can be sold at?
Well, the mediated settlement and the agreement at that time was that the house would be listed for 700 and something thousand, with the fact that Mr. Haas and Jasmine picked out that price because they insisted it could be sold for that. So everything within the agreement of the mediation was based on the sale of the house being at 700 and something thousand. So what I would have earned out of the Utah property percentage was put to the house here. So of course, as the price of the house goes down and down and down and down, because Mr. Haas will not do anything to the house to improve the value of the house, I'm being forced to keep to those percentages that are not fair. So I asked you, in fairness, that the house, I can deal with the house being sold. I can go with it. It was, they came to a price. I had nothing to do with this price. It was worked out with Mr. Haas and whoever. But I can sell this house to the investor, but I think the percentages of what is coming from that should be increased on my part. I have no job. I have been sick.
The divorce was done back in December. So the time to change any of those numbers is long past. So if you're agreeing to sell the house for 480, then
Yeah,
sell the house-
I
sell
know.
the house for
If I get
480.
money for a civil case, I can take it to civil case, but I don't
Okay.
want. Want you.
Okay, so Ms. Thompson, what's it gonna take to get the house sold at 480?
Can I defer to Ms. Belusic on that?
All right,
Yes, I mean, parties just getting the contract signed by the sellers and presenting it and getting it done. It's a cash deal, so it will go very quickly. My concern is